just sort of, we're all just being so careful with machines because it's that hard that it's unforgiving, and we're going a gear less to sort of try not to break stuff, but we are wearing a ridiculous amount of metal, and the points and the wings on this thing are running too hotter than you can bide your hands on. But what do? You can't wait for moisture, can you? This next minute, you know what'll happen, don't you? Coming to another field, a bit kind of land, and there's a little bit of moisture actually, but it's often with rape, and we're sort of turning mucking. And next time it sort of promises a little bit of well, a good rain, we're going to get it drilled, but I'm going to roll it down I think after I've finished. Sort of hunting around in sexy fingers his tractor because he's rowing up some grass for a neighbour. I was looking around for some glasses and I found he's got some almonds in here. Healthy eating and sexy fingers don't really go together. He's more of a kind of this type of stuff, and a fagging other hand. Yeah. He's a hell of a tractor, this. I know she's old, but it's a lovely tractor. It's just a lovely atmosphere. It's no atmosphere. It's a lovely environment to sort of work in. It's got Pope forevermore, but like we say, we just sort of look. But we're nursing her because we don't want to pull our equipment in bits. And I'm thinking of the fuel savings as well. Yeah, she's just cruising away at 35 litres an hour, look. Friday evening, we're at the flea Beetle. Bloody hell, I come out last night and well, I won't say it's rife with them like the year before last, but there's enough of them, and yeah, they were climbing all over plants and eating them, and I've had a look this morning. There's a fair bit of damage, but I don't think we've got a serious problem. But I've come out with some insecticide tonight just after the sun has gone down, so they'll be feeding, and hopefully we'll sort of give them a good kicking. But the plant is so slow, you know, with it being so dry, it hasn't got that drive to grow at the moment. Been out for tea and all, so I have to watch what I'm doing, so 3 pints is still a day. I'm still on the double jets. I'm pouring 200 litres on them now. Whether it makes a difference, I don't know. A lot of people, I've heard people say I'm doing the right thing, and I've heard other people saying, you should be down for insecticide, you should be 150 at the max. But no, I'm 220 litres today, and to be fair, you can nearly see where I've been. It's like there's enough water to just put a dark coverage on the floor, so surely, you know, rather than giving them a spot, a strong spot, surely a good soaking with it will do more at her. If you know what I mean. It'd be nice when I get the auto this Fever steering wheel system in, so it can sort of drive it itself. Takes a little bit of the skill out of the job, but it's all about accuracy. Yeah, you can nearly see. You maybe can't see, but can you see there? Or just a little bit further. The left is dry and the right is moist because I put 200 litres on. With Andy, our agronomist, and he's a farm manager as well, and he's sort of having he's got a little bit of bother with his rape, and we're giving it one hit. We're going to give it one hit of insecticide because I don't know. Does it do any good? Does this bloody insecticide the letters use nowadays? As in, you might as well. Well, man, in his view, you might as well piss on it. Because we don't think it does a lot at all. There used to be a chemical called Dursbon, and you can nearly see the bloody insects dead. You know, it really did a job, but they took that off the market. But you can still get it abroad, and they're importing that oilseed rape into our country. So it's sort of bizarre, really. You know, different rules for one country and another, but you can still import the bloody produce. It's bizarre. We aren't growing it, we aren't drilling any more rape until it sort of knows, well, we're going to get some moisture. All his worked up next door, a 25 acre today. We're going to roll it tomorrow to conserve moisture, and then as soon as it talks about rain, we'll bring a bit of seed in. But I've been brave here, 2.2 kilos per hectare, which is nothing. 45 seeds per square metre. It's just too big a risk. We're going to get some off the heap and just mix it up a little bit to sort of, I don't know, go up to that. Maybe 70 seeds per square metre. The job's good. I can go back in house now. Oh, and I've had 3 pints of Stella, but I didn't drive home. My missus drove home. And I had to drive to the field because it's just next door to my house. For you keyboard warriors start accusing me of drink driving. Well, I do like look at that. The 6480 Massey Fergie's outside workshop with bonnet up. So what that means, I don't know. Hopefully it's servicing jobs rather than breakdown. It's been a mega tractor there, you know. I don't want to tempt fate, but we had a lot of issues with that tractor. I think it's done about 8,000 hours. We had a crown wheel spat a tooth off. We never heard a bang and a rattle. I don't like that. How long it had done it, but when Phil was changing oil, he looked inside with a torch and you can see into the depths through the filler cap. And he saw that one of his teeth on the crown wheel was missing. So we had to rebuild the crown. Well, we had to put a new crown wheel and pinion in the back axle. But apart from that, it's been a very, very good tractor. Not my favourite tractor to drive. I'm not a fan, to be honest. I like the classes, but the classes cost a lot more money. And also the Massey Fergie with its Sisu engine is very, very economical. Where the classes, the 630 and the 650, John Deere engines in, and Christ, they can drink it. And when you're putting a lot of hours on your tractors, it's a big issue, isn't it? Right, that's it. Job. Morning, it's the 18th of August. Christ, we're racing through August now, aren't we? I'm just riding around sort of feeding cattle and making sure everything's all right over the after the weekend, because I did have a look yesterday, but it was just sort of a drive-by rather than a walk-in. But I just pulled to this side at farm where we drilled the Westerwall fairly early on, and it must be very, very drought resistant, because it's coming fantastic. It really is thrived, and this is some of the lighter soils on our farm, so very, very pleased with it. Yeah, it's looking like it's going to be very promising, but the seeds are right for the other fields, but it's like powdery dry that we just daren't drill it until the talk of some moisture coming. But yeah, that looks fantastic, really pleased with that. So right, we'll go to some cattle at the farm. Big lad's recovered after his escapade with silage ring. He did take a bit of hair off his neck, like, and he did sort of buckle it. Well, he did mark his feet a bit, but they've recovered. And but he didn't make himself lame. Well, he didn't ail nothing really. I think his pride was hurt, because he'd had to drag that around for well, 12 hours. Treated our corn store to some new windows, or roof lights, side lights, whatever you want to call them, and guttering, because the guttering had just totally deteriorated into nothing. It was the old fibre cement, and it was gone. So anyway, we've put that on this afternoon, and we're just protecting these down pipes, because cattle will rub against them and knacker them. So we maybe should have gone a little bit higher with wood, but we'll see what happens. We can always extend them in the future. But yeah, we're just sort of finishing off, because what we've had drippy spouts, and there's inside walls. We've put concrete panels on the inside of these 6-inch hollers, because, well, they're okay when we were loading with a tiny loader, but when you're shoving at them with Manitous, JCBs, whatever, the walls started to give way. And anyway, we've put concrete panels on the inside, but what was happening, we were having drips here. Like, there's a drip from the dodgy spouting, and the corn was somehow, it was finding its way in the moisture and causing us all sorts of problems. So yeah, that's the last job of today. As I say, we just sort of, because our bull has a tendency to rub on everything. I don't think he's lousy, he just likes to have a good rub. This is another job I wanted ticking off before we start drilling. We're putting a water tank in this field, sort of deep into the edge back, so we can get round it with an electric fence, because it's very high dry sand is this, and you can nearly, well, you can overwinter cattle in it without them getting poached up to buggery. But anyway, we decided last time I had cattle in here, I brought a Bowser, and it was bloody hard work. So we've decided to tap into the mains, and we had no clue really where it was, but I thought it was over there between them two electric poles. So we dug a bloody great trench and found nothing, and then my dad reckoned it went across this field and down Edgeline, because it seemed to stick in his mind that the drainage firm said, what if you drain the bottom of this field, you're going to cut through your water main. So we had a test dig here, after buggering about there for an hour and a half, and we found it straight away. So we're going to tee into this 50mm tee down to 25 reducer, 25mm into a bit of a vessel here, made of a tyre, and with a 25mm tap on, probably onto a trough here. Level this out and put either a concrete or a plastic trough on a plinth, so it's just saves the job bringing water to cattle. But yeah, just tell you what, just shows, I know you should support local, but we got our water fittings off of I'm mentioning no names, and Christ, I looked at Bill to sort of get what I had last time, and Christ, it was extortionate. So I went on the internet and sourced it here, there and everywhere what I wanted, and it's only like 3 items, and I saved myself 50 quid just like that. So I know you should support local firms, but it's all about making money, isn't it? So I know I don't know, you know what I'm saying, don't you? A little bit of it was like 10 minutes on the internet saved me 50 quid, and I didn't have to go and pick them up, so it saved me a journey as well. But yeah, that's a job on the list. And then Digger has to go, oh, it's got a list of jobs as our Digger this back end, and then she has to go over about half a mile that way, because there's a bloody great tree in our neighbour's dike, in neighbour's beck there, so we have to rive that out. So that's probably, well, Friday's job, I reckon. Yeah, she's earning her keep, is the old girl. While we've been working on corn store, chickens have been cooped up all day, so I've let them out for a bit of freedom for an hour or two. See how many they've laid. Ooh. So I must have been collecting eggs though. So into neck. Having a look at some maize, and to be fair, it's a lot better when we've got into it. There's going to be no record yields, but it's a lot better than what's on our sandier soils. In fact, it's quite acceptable, to be honest, but I mean, usual years, not last year, because we didn't have a very good do in maize last year, but years prior to that, it's usually like, well, 8 to 9 foot tall. But yeah, quite acceptable, I think.